Now let's switch over to a fully charged 4.0. Hey guys, Brad here, and today's video is in response to some questions I've had about the battery on this jigsaw. When I did a video before, we showed it using a 1.5 M12 battery. Today we're going to put in a 4.0 and see if there's any difference in the speed of this thing, because as you know from my last video, I wasn't that impressed with the overall speed of this thing. I typically use my DeWalt jigsaws. They're a little bigger, but it's sort of my go-to jigsaw. I'm very happy with it. I've been using this saw for years. Before it was in the 18 volt system. Now we're up to the 20 volt max, and the design is basically the same, and overall I've been very happy with it. But this guy's a little smaller, a little more compact, and a little bit easier to use, you know, for like doing tight radiuses and things like that. So yeah, some people were asking, you know, if you up the battery, will it make a difference? So we're going to take a look at it and see if it does. This is the M12. The code on this is 2445-20. So it's 12 volt system. And if you want to see more specs on this, check out our other video. But you know, you can bevel on this thing up to 45 degrees. It's got a little light on it. It's got the quick blade change. So overall, it's a nice little unit. But yeah, I've got a Diablo, what do I have on here? A fast and clean blade. So this is a decent blade. And we've got a video on the blades as well, so make sure you check that out. All right, so first, let's start off with a 1.5 amp hour battery on this thing. We got full charge. And before I do the cut, make sure you guys subscribe, hit that notify bell, and give me a thumbs up if you're liking the video. And here we go. All right, you can see that's kind of slow, as I'm not super impressed. Now let's switch over to a fully charged 4.0. So overall, from what I can tell, is the speed doesn't change. Okay, I know there's always an argument sometimes that, oh, you up the battery size, will it change the speed? And in this case, no, it's not changing the speed. I'm going to switch my blade out to a more aggressive blade as well. And these are all new blades. I'm going to go to a, what do we have in there? Which one is this? That's fast and clean. So I'm going to find something aggressive. Let's just go full on demolition style blade, super aggressive. All right. Let's see if this makes a difference in overall speed. Okay, here we go. See, overall, it's just super slow, and it's almost like it's in reverse. That's how slow it is. A couple other thoughts I have about the M12 system. I really do love the size of these little batteries, and that's why I mostly use them, because they're small. It keeps a small footprint here, right, when we're grabbing onto it. The unfortunate thing is when you want to have some more run time, you got to switch out and you got to go to 4.0, or we've got to go, I've got a 3.0 here, and it becomes a lot larger. So as soon as we put one of these batteries on, now our unit is quite big, and we become, you know, almost comparable to a saw like this. So then it's kind of like the argument is, well, why buy the M12 when you can just step up to like an 18 or 20 volt platform, there is really no reason to be buying this M12 Jigsaw if you're going to be using these larger batteries. So that's kind of an issue I have with a lot of these 12 volt systems, is that when you start getting to the larger batteries, they just end up being a large bulky item. So, you know, that's why I think comparing these two, you know, the 1.5 to a 3.0 or 4.0, there's not a difference in power. It's just a difference in runtime. Okay, it's a 1.5 amp hour runtime or versus a 4.0 runtime or hour runtime. It has nothing to do with, is the saw going to run faster or harder? Now, that doesn't go across the whole board. If you're looking at FlexVolt and some of their new Advantage stuff, that's totally different because they've made it so you use a FlexVolt battery and you get more power. So totally different situation. But in this specific situation here, you know, if you're buying a little saw because you like the little batteries and all that, then stick with it. As soon as you get into this, it just kind of avoids it all. And that's just my opinion. I'd rather just use the big boy and get the job done fast, and then I've got all my other larger batteries and so on and so forth. I'm going to give you a quick example again. I showed this once before in the last video, but I'll show it again. Just the speed difference here. I'm only putting in a like 2.0 battery or something on here, and I'll use the same blade, general purpose. I'm not going to touch that one because it's piping hot. Okay, so don't want to cut my table. Huge difference. I'm just going to adjust this a little because it was in the slot from before. So just so you can see from start to finish. Okay, now we'll switch. It's just painful. It's just painful, guys. I overall am just not impressed with this saw. I don't know what it is, if it's the angle at which they have the blade, because it just doesn't make sense that it's cutting so slow. I mean, the strokes per minute on this, I can't remember if it's on the side here. Yeah, 2,800. All right, strokes per minute. And this guy, got another one here. This one's 3,000. So it's only 200, strokes per minute difference. And I really don't get why this just isn't cutting. I have a feeling it's the angle of this blade, because I know with the Walt you can change the angle of the blade on the side here. So depending on where you want to be, that can sometimes speed up or slow down your cut. All right, it can also change how your blade does, if it tears out or not. So I really love the DeWalt. This isn't really a comparison, it's more about the battery, but it's becoming kind of a comparison here. But yeah, the battery really does not make a difference at all. I hope that answers your questions. And as you can see, I'm still leaning towards the DeWalt Jigsaw in between these two models right now. So please leave some comments down below. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notify bell, give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Till next time, keep on crushing it, and we'll catch you later.